when you experience success in your business, you're never going to want to go back. When you experience that first sale and you see your bank account with the first revenue deposit, you're never going to say, oh, the only thing you're going to say is, I wish I would have started earlier.
Welcome to the My Future Business Show, where we get you in front of your best audience and keep you there. Not only are we interviewing the biggest names in business to help you become even more successful, we're inviting you to book your spot on the show to help you grow your business. So at the end of the call, make sure you fill in the interview application form at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. Hi, and welcome back to the My Future Business Show. My name's Rick Nusky. I'm the luckiest man in this planet. I'm pretty sure of it. Every single day I get to talk with some amazing people. On today's show, I'm on the line with Vidal Espinosa. How are you, Vidal?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. I love the shark pin on your suit jacket there.
Thank you. Well, I'm known by the Shark CFO, so you can imagine.
Fantastic. That's excellent. Look, everybody who's on the call today, this is going to be a hand-in-glove call because we're going to be talking about creating wealth for entrepreneurs. We're going to be looking at how to start your business on the right foot by preparing for growth and go through all the different phases. But Vidal, what we like to do at the beginning of every call is give you the opportunity to share a little bit about yourself, your personal background, and what you like to do when you're not working, if there is such a thing.
There is.
Fantastic.
Well, I am Mexican. All my family, it's Mexican. I'm Mexican descendant. I was brought up in the little town of Tijuana, Mexico. We are a border town with San Diego, California. So it's a very interesting little city.
A little pocket.
It's interesting because when you're in Tijuana, you don't feel like you're in Mexico. But you don't feel like you're in San Diego or in the United States. It's a very interesting city. And I was brought up there. We crossed the border every single day just for whatever my parents wanted. It was a gasoline, milk, eggs, the supermarket, shopping, whatever. And I was brought up there. I went to school in Mexico. I went elementary, junior high, high school, my university, and my master's. So then I did another master's in the U.S., and I've been an accountant all my life, almost for 22 years. My dad was an accountant, so as the firstborn and Mexican, I was expected to follow the tradition. And that's why I became an accountant. Needless to say, I actually enjoy and love what I do. I love numbers. I am not a calculator. I'm an accountant. So I'm really, really bad with the math. But I enjoy coming up with the meaning to those numbers that I present to my clients.
Yes.
So that's my story.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing that. I've seen a number of the reviews on your website, which is invictus-advisors.com. We will be making those links available at the end of the call, and we'll get to talk about Invictus a little bit later on in the call, Vidal, if we don't mind. But really the focus of today's call is how to start your business on the right financial foot. I think from a fundamental level, what would you be saying to those who are looking to start a new business in terms of the financial considerations?
You are not supposed to know how to prepare the financial statements, okay? You are not supposed to know to read them, but you need to learn how to read them and understand them. That's why there's people like us, like me, that will help you holding your hand and guiding you through understanding those numbers. Your bank account, it's not your financial statement, period. If there's money in your bank account, it's not that you're profitable, okay? So forget about preparing your own financials, forget about preparing your own books, forget about preparing your own tax returns. Focus on why you started your own business, on why you are becoming an entrepreneur. Don't lose focus of that. I think
Yeah.
that's what we would like to get our point across.
Now, there's obviously life behind all of this. There's people, there's often families and dependents. Um, how do we strike a balance between the needs of finding money for our new venture, our new business, and feeding the family? What's your angle on that?
Look, if you really believe in your product or service, you're going to find the money. And the first three funders, it's going to be friends, family, and fools. Okay? You don't need $1 million to launch your company. You don't need $100,000 to launch your company. You probably do need a blueprint to launch your company with clear set goals that you can achieve. For example, if somebody comes to me and gives me pro forma financial statements for the first 5 years and they're inviting me as a fool to invest in your company, and the first thing I see, your financials, you have a profit on the first year, you're crazy. Okay? Because unless it's a service,
Yep.
yes, you might become profitable the first year. But if you're selling a product, you're not going to make a profit first or second year. It's not that it's not impossible, but I have never seen it happen.
It's not probable.
It's not probable. So if you want to raise capital for your venture, be very, very transparent and realistic. Okay? If somebody comes to me with financials that I will start making money on the third year, it's more believable. I will listen to them and give them the opportunity to pitch me.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that I've noticed in some of the feedback from clients who have given you very shining testimonials is that you tell it how it is. Now, I think there's a lot to be said about being able to be transparent and sharing the truth. You've also just touched on this idea that you can see based on history what is more likely to happen rather than this dream approach to business. Now, when you started your own business with Jeff, how did you come up for this idea? Where was this, from I guess a case study perspective, if we could use Invictus?
Well, it's very interesting. As I said, I've been an accountant for 22 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I've only worked for a company for 6 months. And let me tell you why. When I was in my bachelor's,
Yep.
one of my professors for, I think it was international taxes. He was one of the principal partners at KPMG, one of the big four accounting firms in the world. And he came and he said, Vidal, you need to work for me. And I said, no, I'm not going to work for anyone. He said, if you don't work for me, I'm going to flunk you in the semester. So I had to go and take the exam to work at KPMG. I flunked the exam. He came back to me and he said, I know you flunk it because you don't want to work for me. You're going to work for me regardless. So I only worked for them for 6 months. And when I went to say to this professor, I said, I'm done. And he says, it's enough. 6 months. It's enough for you. You're going to learn. You've learned what you needed it to learn. So I started my own accounting firm. And as we all evolved, one day I became a restaurateur. And then I owned 3 restaurants and a catering company. But as a restaurateur, you get burned too fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 24/7 company.
Yeah.
So I decided to retake our accounting firm, and that's how Invictus Advisors was born 6 years ago. I invited Jeff to participate with us because I'm all over the place. If it was for me, I would have 25 ventures going on right now, but I can't. I would lose focus, and the 25 ventures will fail.
Yeah.
So I needed somebody to ground me, and the best example is like a balloon. You need to have it grounded. So I think that Jeff was the right person to ground me, manage the back of the house as if we were in a restaurant,
Yep.
and I managed the front of the house.
Yep. It seems like a very good match made in heaven. He seems to be the tethered string that ties you to the brick and keeps you from floating away.
Exactly, exactly. Otherwise, we wouldn't have Invictus Advisors.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm loving this call, Vital. Now, you talked a little bit about an individual through KPMG historically who was wanting you to work with them, but you found that this wasn't right for you. On the other side of that, what about when entrepreneurs are, challenged by competitors who are out to, quote unquote, hurt them in their business? What do you say to them about how to protect themselves?
First of all, I'll say bring it on
Yep.
because I love challenges.
Yep.
If they're out to hurt me, it's because I'm doing something right and it's hurting them.
Yep.
How do I protect myself? Well, there's legal structures like corporations, LLCs, and always be truthful to your clients and to yourself, period. Because if you're truthful, you're not going to be in problems. Yes, you might lose a lot of your clients because clients, most of the times, are seeking opinions, not advice.
Yeah.
It's completely different. Opinions are tailored to the person. Advice puts you outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
Okay? So if you're truthful to your clients and to what you do, every competitor or any competitor that goes after you, it's going to bump their head into the wall because they won't find anything that it's wrong, anything that you're doing wrong.
Yeah, and I guess that's where the idea of testimonials is coming into the fray as well, because I guess you're boosting your social credibility as well. What do you, how much emphasis do you take in listening to your customers in this respect?
I listen to my clients every single day and every quarter when I meet personally with them. I think that one thing that characterizes us is that I'm really not afraid of losing clients. I'm either also not afraid on charging what I'm worth. And I tell the client as it is. I really do not sugarcoat their numbers. I don't sugarcoat what it's coming. Some doctors, for instance, they're very trying to not give the bad news to the patient, like, hey, you know what, have cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have cancer or you don't have cancer.
That's attributable, isn't it?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Then after that comes, but we are going to fix it. We are going to get beyond that point and make you well. So that's what I say. Hey, you're losing money in your company, but here's the solution. You are not making progress, but he is the solution. And now it's up to you whether you want to take that solution, implement it, or you want to just die of cancer.
Yes.
It's the same in the company.
You have those options, don't you?
Yeah, I've been to clients' offices and said, hey, you know what? Yes, you're the owner. You're the problem. You need to be out of this company or you're going to lose a company.
It's that brutal, isn't it? It has to be.
Yeah. And after a couple of years, they come to me and say, you know what? If you would not have told me that I was a problem in the company, I would not have a company.
Yeah, absolutely. And it could be the difference between make or break, and that's what I love about speaking with people like yourself, successful entrepreneurs who are out there vested in their clients' best interest is essentially what we're talking about. From your perspective as a business owner, I always like to talk about mindset. Do you have times where you think, this is all too much, this is wrong for me? How do you rope in your mindset when it goes off track?
It's very, very interesting question. And I have an analogy or I have a comment. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And it's the same thing with mindset. If you don't try it, your mind's never going to change. Say that you've never been to a humongous, expensive steakhouse. Okay? And you've always had steak at your traditional regular steakhouse. And here in America, we have, let's say, Black Angus and a Morton's. Okay? If you go to a Morton's, you're never going to want to go back to a Black Angus.
Right.
Because you already experienced a $100 ribeye. The difference is brutal.
Worlds apart.
Okay? So when you experience success in your business, you're never going to want to go back. When you experience that first sale and you see your bank account with the first revenue deposit, you're never going to say, oh, I wish the only thing you're going to say is, I wish I would have started earlier. Now, how can I keep that mindset and perspective and move forward? I think that if you don't make another sale in the next month or so, don't go back to let me go back to my 9 to 5, or let me go do this, or let me go do that. Focus, focus, focus.
Yeah, never give in.
That
is sage advice, because so many times, and I've suffered this, I think to myself, is this worthwhile? Is this the right path? And, I think, the immature entrepreneur, let's call it, for lack of better ways to put it, would definitely be soft around the edges. I guess this is about hardening up your mindset a little bit, would it be?
Yeah, and you know what? Having clear goals and focus. Most of us have very big goals. Oh, I want to grow a company. Well, by when? But what amount of revenue? What's your profit that you want? What's the lifestyle that you want? You need to be extremely clear and focused.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we want to open a company and sell pens, and we don't sell any pen, and let's say, now I'm going to sell them online, and you don't sell anything online, and then, I'm going to go door to door, and then you don't sell them door to door, you have no focus.
Yeah.
Focus on selling the pen.
Yeah, not all the gimmicks that go around the pen.
Exactly.
This is a really good lead into another question I have, Vidal, about mentorship and working with others as you go through this educational path, because you're clearly educated, and I just would love to explore a little bit about where that education came from for you.
Well, I have my bachelor's degree in accounting from a Mexican university, and I have 2 masters, 2 MBAs, but it doesn't stop there. Every single person must have mentors and coaches, and mostly if you are a business owner. Okay, we currently have 3 coaches. We don't know everything. The only thing that we don't know is what we don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. And it's impossible for me to know everything. If I say that I do, then I'm completely wrong. Business owners or entrepreneurs, they start their own venture because they want to sell either a product or a service that they truly believe in, but they don't know how to run a business. And I call that the dark side of business.
Yeah.
I don't wake up this morning and say, oh, I know everything about HR. I know everything about accounting. I know everything about managing a company. I know everything about internal controls. I don't.
Yeah.
So I surround myself with more successful individuals than I. That's the only way I'm going to grow. If my company currently it's at a $5-6 million revenue, I am going to seek counsel from people that are having a company that they selling $30-40 million in revenue, because it's going to only make me get there faster.
Yeah, you're going to up your game very quickly.
Yes. But don't try going from 5 million to 100 million. That's a huge gap. Step by step, little by little. Okay, because a huge gap of 5 million to 100 million, 95 million, trust me, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So if you go from 5 million to a mentor that is doing 15 million, amazing. You're going to get there sooner. And then 25 million, get sooner, and so forth. A stair.
Yeah, you clearly have a lot to offer in terms of not only Invictus itself as a client-based program, accounting program and service, but also because I know that you're an author. Love to talk a little bit about your authorship, because that's one of the big things about the My Future Business show that I really love is books, be they digital, be they audio. What are you doing with your books in the moment? Are you writing anything else, and can you share a little bit about your previous history writing books?
Yes, yes. We actually written two books, and they're more like a support help series. The
Hmm.
first one is Help the IRS is After Me. If you owe taxes, we tell you what's the truth, what's not the truth. There's a lot of programs out there that say, oh, settle with the IRS for pennies on the dollar. That's not true. That's bogus. The other one is Help, I want to be a real estate investor. What do I do? And that's aimed for foreign investors that want to buy real estate in the United States. We tell them how they can do it. And our next book that it's being written as we speak, it's
Hmm.
called The Dark Side of Business.
That's a great
You don't
name.
know what you don't know.
You don't.
Uh, Focus on your product, focus on your service. That's why you started your own company. You did not start your company to do everything in the company.
Yeah. You're not.
That's our goal.
You shouldn't be the only cog in the machine.
No, 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 no. And if you're worried about how you're going to pay those consultant advisors, then you're not cut for being a business owner.
Yeah, it seems to be
Because
right there. That's that mindset thing again, isn't it?
mhm, mhm, that is. But if you are not willing to invest in your company and in yourself, then get a paycheck.
Get a paycheck. Well, there's always that option. That's not such a bad thing for somebody who comes to recognize that, hey, maybe they're not cut out for this. And I think that's that part of that brutality of truth, isn't it?
Right, but you can try it. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Don't get sad. Don't get mad. It's maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
Right now, being an entrepreneur is a trend, but no one teaches you how to be an entrepreneur. Nor most of them are willing to learn how to become a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think they skirt around it because when I was at university, I never actually heard directly the reference to becoming an entrepreneur. It was always
No,
all the operational components and all the rest of it. But
it's
uh,
in yeah.
this this is being a wonderful call. I'd love to now shift the focus, if we could, to Invictus Advisors itself and what your organization actually provides. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, our company, we provide accounting and taxes uh, as a boutique, as a whole. You don't have to go anywhere else. But as you said, we are a proactive uh, firm. We do engage with our clients, and if they want, we tell them as it is. If they don't, they're not cut for us.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. We like growing with our clients and helping our clients grow because as they grow, we grow. I don't want to be static or at the same place that I was 5 years ago.
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
happening.
So, in terms of your future plans for Invictus, what's coming up for your organization now, and which geographical areas do you serve?
We actually currently have 8 offices in Mexico, and our headquarters is here in the U.S. in San Diego. We're actually opening up the market for the U.S. companies to provide them the CFO service externally. We can do this remotely. We also have clients from Australia. We have clients from Italy. We have clients from Great Britain that they want to invest in the U.S. and we help them manage their company. So we're global.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, if you step back and you think about the year 2008, I'm sure that means a lot to people who lived through that. Where are we in terms of, I guess, the health of the economy right now in terms of investing in America? What's your take on that?
It's completely night and day. 2008 was dark,
Yes.
somber,
Mm.
and currently every single indicator tells us that we're heading into a recession globally.
Yep.
And it's going to happen maybe by the third quarter of 2020.
That soon.
As
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
as the recession approaches, opportunities open up for investors. So start looking into the US, start looking to other countries for investment. As recessions happen, millionaires are born.
It's very much this idea where Warren Buffett talks about buying when others are all scared and running away, isn't it?
Yeah. Because most of us don't have liquidity. Most of us are going to have to liquidate assets. So when you have to liquidate assets, the value of that asset diminishes. So it's the opportunity for you to invest.
Yeah, well, there you go. Look, everybody was on that call today. You can clearly see that Vidal and his team, including Jeff, know the game. They've been in this a long time. They've got multiple organisations. They've got multiple things happening. I know that they can help you. Vidal, it's been just an absolute treat spending some time with you on the My Future Business show today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. It's been also fun for us. I enjoyed talking to you.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the call, then make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, share us with your friends, and book your spot on the show at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. And if you're looking for solutions that will help grow your business, then visit myfuturebusiness.com/shop.